Hi students, Mrs. Breitenstein here. Anyway, I just want to come in and I wanted to explain about the Enrichment Activity Lesson 8, the Voting Rights Act of 1965. Anyway, just a real quick, easy assignment, but anyway, this is what you're going to see. And again, it's about the Voting Rights Act, so you'll go ahead and you'll click on this, and it will ask you to make a copy. Okay, so now you have a copy of the document, and what I would ask you to do is go ahead, we're going to read through this, and then you can actually just write on this copy and then submit that for the assignment. So basically, before you get started, there is a short video that you can watch, and it provides a great summary overview of the actual Voting Rights Act of 1965, and so that's right there. And then once you do that, I want you to read through the following information and then answer the questions as you go. And again, it says you can submit on this document or you can answer it on a separate Google Doc. It's just easier to do it this way. And then you submit the answers in the text space provided on the submission page. Okay, so there's a Voting Act of 1965. I'm not going to read it to you. I need you to read all this stuff. Then it says, how did we get here? So what was going on? What led up to it? How it was being used? And then here's some specific ones that they're referencing. Those are extremely important. Here is the formula here. And so just go through all of this information. Now, there's also a case called Shelby County versus Holder. Now, this is a more current case. It's 2013. So I'd like you to read about that because it is going to ask you some questions about that as well. Now, the first part, there's a couple parts to this assignment. Now that you've read all that information, now it's time for you to get involved in this. Okay, measuring impact, it's worth 30 points. And I want you to look at the graph, and then you're going to answer the questions that follow. You also need to complete this in a full sentence. To earn full credit. If you don't, then you're going to be getting partial credit. Okay, now we need to know how to read the graph. So the light colors are registration before the act. So this was like in March of 1965. So here's Alabama, here's Georgia, here's Louisiana, Mississippi, North Carolina was pretty high. It's got like the largest one. And then here's South Carolina and Virginia. All right, those are the different states. Then they're talking about now after that act came about, this Black Voter Act came about, or the Act of 1965, and Black voter registrations. How did that change from 1965 to 1967? So what it was in 1965 versus what it is in 1967. And so we look at the green color bars here, okay, and you can see which is the highest, and then it'll ask you which one's raised or what have you. So again, being able to read that graph, if you have problems, please let me know. So you've got 5 questions here. One, before, which state had the highest rate of Black voter registration, and then before it, which state had the lowest rate, and then which states saw an increase. Okay, and you're going to get that by that green part of the chart. Okay, and then so on and so forth. So you're going to answer these questions. 30 points, right? Part 2 is reflective thought. This is worth 70 points. And here, after you read about the Shelby County versus Holder, then you're going to answer these questions. And the first you'll first respond to just some general questions about the case. Then it's going to come into your reflective responses. What do you think? Okay, and remember I told you in this course, it's so important. I want to know and hear what you think. Okay, and just it's not right or wrong with what you think. I just need you to make sure that you give me an example, back it up, give me evidence, what have you. Okay, explain. Okay, so I'm going to let you do the first couple, write at least, and it tells you how many sentences too. At least 2 complete sentences, briefly summarize it, give one reason why people agree with the court's decision, again, 1 sentence. The next one, give 1 reason why people would disagree, again, a complete sentence. And then number 4, this is where I want to hear what you think. So do you agree or disagree with the court's decision? Again, there's no right or wrong. on this. It's what you think. And then I want you to explain why you think that way. And your response needs to be at least 3 complete sentences and supported with evidence from your learning. All right. And so pretty easy assignment. But as always, if you have questions, please let me know. I'm more than happy to help. Thanks.